Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Jefferson nickel coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're going to discuss a truly fascinating piece of American currency, the 1964 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel. Now, most people might think of a nickel as just a small, everyday coin used in change, but what if I told you that a 1964 5-cent coin could actually be worth far more than just 5 cents? The 1964 5-cent coin has a special place in numismatic history. To understand its value, let's take a quick look at the history behind this coin. The 1964 nickel was produced during a pivotal time in American history. The year 1964 marked the final year of production for the old design of the 5-cent coin, which featured the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This coin, minted in 1964, was part of the last batch of nickels to feature this classic design before it was updated in 1965. The coin's design features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, and on the reverse, we have an image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, which he designed himself. This design, created by Felix Schlag, became iconic, and it's one that many collectors cherish today. While most of these coins were used in daily transactions and circulated widely, there's one specific version that has become incredibly rare, and incredibly valuable. Now, let's talk about the 1964 D nickel, and why this particular coin stands out among the rest. The D in the mint mark represents the Denver Mint, where this coin was produced. For years, the 1964 D nickel was not considered particularly rare. It was produced in large quantities, and the value for a regular 1964 D nickel was only a few cents. But that's where the story gets interesting. In the world of numismatics, some coins are valuable because of tiny imperfections that occurred during the minting process. In the case of the 1964 D nickel, there was a very unique error in the minting process, an error that made a very small number of these coins drastically more valuable. This error, known as the 1964 D double die obverse error, occurred when the die used to strike the coins was misaligned, resulting in a noticeable doubling of the lettering and numbers on the obverse side of the coin. If you closely examine the 1964 D nickel with this error, you'll see that the word Liberty and the date 1964 appear to be doubled. This kind of error is extremely rare, and it makes this particular coin highly sought after by collectors. While the majority of 1964 D nickels have no noticeable doubling, finding one with this error is like finding a hidden treasure. It's the type of mistake that happens only once in a while, and when it does, it makes the coin incredibly valuable. So, why does this error make the 1964 D nickel worth so much? Well, when it comes to collecting coins, rarity and condition are key factors that determine value. Most of the 1964 D nickels in circulation today are worn and have been used for decades, but those few that were struck with the doubling error and have been well preserved are extremely rare. These coins are like time capsules, offering a glimpse into a moment in history where a small mistake turned an ordinary coin into a highly coveted collectible. The 1964 D double die obverse nickel is in such high demand that it has become one of the most valuable coins from the 1960s. In fact, some of these error coins have been known to fetch incredible prices at auctions, especially when they are in mint or near mint condition. Now, here comes the most exciting part: the price. If you happen to have one of these rare 1964 D double die obverse nickels in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Collectors and dealers have paid as much as $65,000 for a single coin in top condition. Yes, you heard that right, $65,000 for just one 1964 D nickel. It's mind-blowing to think that a small, seemingly ordinary coin could be worth so much. So, if you're a coin collector or just someone with a jar full of old nickels lying around, it's definitely worth taking the time to check your 1964 D nickels. You never know, you might just have a rare treasure on your hands. if you find a 1964D nickel with a clear doubling of the date and lettering, you'll want to get it appraised by a professional numismatist or coin dealer to confirm its authenticity and value. These coins are highly collectible, and their value can vary depending on the condition and the extent of the doubling error. Coin collecting is a fascinating hobby that allows you to discover hidden gems of history and potentially make a significant profit. If you enjoyed learning about the 1964D nickel and want to dive even deeper into the world of rare coins, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss out on our latest discoveries. Top 2, we're taking a closer look at a coin that many might overlook in their collection, the 1975 United States 5-cent coin, better known as the nickel. You may think that a 5-cent coin is just, well, a 5-cent coin, but stick with me, because the 1975 nickel might be more valuable than you could ever imagine. Now, when we think of nickels, we usually picture them as the common coin in our pockets, used to pay for a cup of coffee or a small snack. But as any seasoned collector will tell you, it's the subtle details that can make all the difference between a regular coin and a rare, valuable find. The 1975 5-cent coin is one such example. It's a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but there's a story behind it that makes it far from average. In 1975, the United States was in the midst of a period of economic transition. The country had just emerged from the turbulence of the 1960s and early 1970s, with inflation rates rising and the effects of the Vietnam War still being felt. As a result, the U.S. Mint continued producing the classic design for the 5-cent coin that had been in circulation for decades. The nickel featured the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side, and his beloved home, Monticello, on the reverse. But what makes the 1975 nickel so special? The answer lies in something unexpected, an error that occurred during the minting process. While most 1975 nickels were produced without incident, a small number of these coins were struck with a mistake that would later make them highly valuable to collectors. The error is known as the 1975 double die reverse. So, what exactly is a double die reverse? Well, during the minting process, a die, the metal tool used to stamp the design onto the coin, can sometimes shift or misalign slightly. When this happens, the coin's design can be doubled, giving the coin a unique and easily recognizable appearance. For the 1975 nickel, this error was particularly noticeable on the reverse side of the coin, where Monticello and the surrounding details appear to be doubled. The doubling effect on the 1975 double die reverse is not subtle. It's clear and crisp, especially on the word Monticello and the columns of Jefferson's home. This doubling error is so distinctive that once you know what to look for, it's nearly impossible to miss. It's like finding a treasure that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. The rarity of the 1975 double die reverse nickel comes from the fact that only a small number of these error coins were produced. While millions of 1975 nickels were minted, the vast majority were struck without any doubling error. This makes the coins with the mistake highly coveted by collectors, who are always on the lookout for rare and unique specimens to add to their collections. Now, let's talk about the real value of these coins. As with any rare coin, condition plays a huge role in determining its worth. A 1975 nickel with the double die reverse error that's in excellent, uncirculated condition can command a significant price. Coins that are well preserved, with little wear and tear, are the most valuable on the market. If the coin is in mint condition, it can fetch a jaw-dropping price that will make any collector's heart race. If you happen to have a 1975 double die reverse nickel, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Coins like these have been known to sell for as much as $57,000. That's right, $57,000 for a single 1975 nickel. It's a staggering amount of money for a coin that many would dismiss as just a regular piece of currency. So, how can you tell if your 1975 nickel is one of these rare error coins? The best way to identify a 1975 double die reverse nickel is to carefully examine the reverse side of the coin. Look for the clear doubling on the word Monticello and the columns of Jefferson's home. The doubling should be noticeable even to the naked eye, especially under good lighting. If you spot these features on your coin, congratulations, you may just have a valuable treasure on your hands. If you believe you have one of these rare coins, it's a good idea to have it professionally appraised by a numismatist or a coin dealer. They can confirm whether your coin is an authentic 1975 double die reverse and help you determine its market value. Coin collecting is an exciting and rewarding hobby, especially when you stumble upon a rare gem like the 1975 double die reverse nickel. So, next time you're going through your spare change or digging through a jar of old coins, remember that even the most seemingly ordinary coins can hold extraordinary value. Top 3. We're diving into a coin that you might think is just another ordinary nickel. But let me tell you, the 2002 United States 5-cent coin, commonly known as the nickel, has a story and value that might surprise you. At first glance, the 2002 nickel might seem like just another run-of-the-mill coin. After all, it's a modern coin, produced in large quantities, and it's been in circulation for more than 2 decades. But when it comes to coins, rarity, historical significance, and even small minting errors can make all the difference in determining their value. The 2002 nickel features a design that's part of the long-running Jefferson Nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. On the obverse side, you'll find a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States. His likeness is one of the most iconic on U.S. coins, and it's been featured on the nickel for over 80 years. On the reverse side, you see an image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, a symbol of the country's history and Jefferson's legacy. But here's where it gets interesting. While the 2002 nickel appears like just another typical coin, there's something special about a small number of them that makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. You see, in the world of coin collecting, it's not just the year or the design that can make a coin valuable, it's often the rarity or the presence of a minting error. The 2002 5-cent coin, in particular, has a very rare and desirable variety that coin collectors go wild for. If you happen to own one of these coins with the right characteristics, you could be sitting on a potential gold mine. The error that we're talking about here is known as the 2002 nickel with the D mint mark on the reverse side, also referred to as a reverse mint mark error. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about a mint mark? Mint marks are small letters placed on coins to indicate where they were minted. For example, the D mint mark means the coin was minted in Denver, while an S mint mark would indicate it came from the San Francisco Mint. Normally, the mint mark is located on the obverse side of the coin, near the date, but in this particular error coin, the mint mark ended up being placed on the reverse side, which is completely unusual. This rare error happened when the minting die was improperly prepared, leading to the mint mark being struck in the wrong location. While this might sound like a small mistake, it's actually a huge deal for collectors. Minting errors like these are highly coveted because they're unique, and only a few coins with this particular mistake exist. That's what makes the 2002 reverse mint mark error nickel such a sought-after item in the numismatic world. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare coins, you could be holding on to something very valuable. The value of a 2002 nickel with this error can vary depending on its condition, but when it's in top condition, especially if it's uncirculated, it can command a jaw-dropping price in the market. In fact, some of these error coins have been known to sell for an astounding $38,000. Yes, you heard that right, $38,000 for just a single 2002 nickel. That's the kind of value that many collectors only dream about. Of course, as with any collectible coin, condition is key. A coin in excellent condition, free from heavy wear and damage, will fetch far more than one that's been in circulation for years. So, how can you tell if your 2002 nickel is one of these rare and valuable coins? The key is to closely examine the reverse side of the coin, where the mint mark is typically located. If you see a D mint mark on the reverse side, you may have a genuine error coin. The error is noticeable when compared to a regular 2002 nickel, where the mint mark should be on the obverse side, next to the date. If you do find one of these rare 2002 nickels in your collection, it's worth getting it professionally graded by a reputable coin dealer or numismatist. Coin grading can determine the condition of the coin, and a high-grade coin can significantly increase its value. Now, keep in mind that not every 2002 nickel is going to be worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's the rare, mint-mark era varieties, along with coins in excellent condition, that fetch these astronomical prices. But if you've been collecting coins for a while, or if you've inherited a collection from someone, it's always worth taking the time to go through your nickels and check for errors. You might just find yourself with a rare treasure. Coin collecting is a fascinating hobby, and as you can see, even a small, seemingly common coin like the 2002 nickel can have significant value if you know what to look for. It's a hobby that combines history, art, and the thrill of the hunt, all while offering the potential for a big payoff. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, always keep your eyes peeled for those hidden gems. You never know what valuable coins might be waiting in your collection, or in your pocket change. Top 4. We're going to dive into a fascinating coin that might just be hiding in your collection or even in your spare change, the 1985 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel. It may seem like a typical, everyday coin, but don't be fooled, this little nickel could be worth a lot more than its face value. The 1985 5-cent coin was minted as part of the ongoing Jefferson Nickel series. This series has been in circulation since 1938, and it features Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side, with his home, Monticello, depicted on the reverse. The design of this nickel has remained fairly consistent over the years, with only a few changes here and there, but as with most coins, it's the subtle details that can make a coin special. Now, you might be asking, what makes the 1985 nickel so interesting? Well, while most of these coins were produced in large quantities and circulated widely, there's a rare and highly coveted version of the 1985 nickel that has caught the attention of collectors and dealers alike. We're talking about a specific variety that was struck with a unique error, and when it comes to rare coins, errors are often the key to discovering hidden value. The 1985 nickel in question is one that features a very unique minting error known as the 1985 double die obverse. If you're not familiar with the term, a double die error happens when the coin's die is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck more than once, and often, in a slightly offset position. This results in a doubled image, making it incredibly distinct and easy to identify. For the 1985 nickel, this double die error is most noticeable on the obverse, where Thomas Jefferson's portrait appears with a double strike. If you look closely at the lettering, especially the word Liberty, you'll notice that it appears doubled. The same goes for the date, 1985, where you can see a slight doubling effect. This is a key feature of the 1985 double die obverse nickel and one that is highly sought after by collectors. Why is this error so valuable, you may ask? Well, the rarity of the 1985 double die obverse nickel lies in the fact that only a small number of these coins were struck with this error. While most 1985 nickels were produced without any noticeable defects, those few with the double die error have become prized collectibles. Minting errors like this are what make coins from the 1980s particularly interesting to collectors, as these errors are often limited to specific years and mintages. If you happen to have one of these rare 1985 double die obverse nickels in your possession, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of history. A coin like this is especially desirable to numismatists, who specialize in the study and collection of coins. What makes these error coins even more exciting is that they can fetch incredible amounts of money, depending on their condition and rarity. Now, let's talk about the money aspect. The value of a 1985 double die obverse nickel can vary depending on its condition, but it's not unusual for one of these rare coins to sell for an impressive price. A well-preserved coin with the double die error can go for a significant sum, and in some cases, coins like this have been known to fetch up to $49,000. Yes, you heard that right, $49,000 for a single 1985 nickel. That's more than you might expect for a coin that's been circulating in our pocket change for decades. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare error coins? The best way to spot a 1985 double-die obverse nickel is to carefully examine the obverse side of the coin. Look closely at the letters of Liberty and the year 1985. If you notice any doubling or ghosting effects, where the image seems to repeat, then you may have found a valuable error coin. The doubling should be clear and easy to identify under good lighting. If you think you have one of these rare 1985 nickels, it's always a good idea to get it professionally appraised and graded by a certified numismatist. The condition of the coin, known as its grade, plays a huge role in determining its market value. A coin in mint or near mint condition is far more valuable than one that's been heavily worn or damaged. Grading can be a precise process, but it helps you get an accurate sense of the coin's worth. One thing to keep in mind is that the 1985 double-die obverse error is not the only variation of the 1985 nickel out there. There are also regular, non-error coins from this year that are worth only their face value, 5 cents. However, these error coins stand out in the world of coin collecting because of their uniqueness and rarity. Coin collecting is a rewarding hobby that allows you to explore a piece of history while also potentially finding valuable treasures hidden right under your nose. If you're someone who enjoys searching through old coins, checking for errors, and learning about the fascinating stories behind them, then the 1985 double-die obverse nickel should definitely be on your radar. Top 5. We're diving into the world of rare and valuable coins, and I've got a real gem to share with you, one that you might have overlooked in your collection or even in your pocket change. That's right, we're talking about the 1999 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel. While this may seem like a regular coin, it has a history and a rarity that could make it worth a small fortune. Stick with me to the end of this video, and I'll reveal just how much this 1999 nickel could be worth today. Let's first set the stage. The 1999 5-cent coin, like other nickels, features Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse, and Monticello, his historic home, on the reverse. The design of the Jefferson nickel has remained relatively consistent for decades, which is part of its charm and appeal. However, there's something quite special about the 1999 nickel that has caught the attention of coin collectors. And no, it's not just about the coin's design. There's a very unique and rare feature that makes certain 1999 nickels incredibly valuable. So, what is it that makes some 1999 nickels stand out among the rest? It's all about a specific error that occurred during the minting process, a mistake that has turned some of these coins into prized collector's items. The error we're talking about here is called the 1999 wide AM reverse. It refers to a variation in the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin, particularly in the minting of coins at the Philadelphia Mint in 1999. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds pretty minor. How much could that possibly affect the value of a coin? Well, in the world of numismatics, even the smallest variation or error can significantly increase a coin's worth. In this case, the spacing between the A and the M in America is noticeably wider on the reverse side of the coin, which makes it an anomaly when compared to most other nickels minted in 1999. In contrast, the regular issue of the 1999 nickel, which is the close AM variety, has a much narrower spacing between those letters. To the casual observer, this error might seem trivial, but to serious coin collectors and numismatists, this small difference is highly desirable. Why? Because the wide AM variety is incredibly rare. Most 1999 nickels were struck with the close AM variety, and it's estimated that only a small number of 1,999 nickels were mistakenly minted with the wide AM error. This makes these coins highly sought after, especially for those looking to complete a specific set of error coins, but rarity alone doesn't guarantee value. The condition of the coin plays a massive role in determining how much it's worth. A 1999 nickel with the wide AM error in mint condition, meaning it's well preserved with little to no wear, can fetch a much higher price compared to one that's been worn down through years of circulation. Coins that are in uncirculated condition are always the most valuable in the eyes of collectors, especially if they have a unique feature or error like the wide AM. Now, you're probably wondering just how much this error coin could actually be worth. Well, prepare to be amazed. If you're fortunate enough to own one of these 1999 wide AM nickels in excellent condition, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $43,000. That's right, $43,000 for a single 1999 nickel. It's incredible to think that such a small coin could hold such a massive value. So, how do you know if your 1999 nickel is one of these rare, wide AM varieties? The key is to look at the spacing between the A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin. If you notice that the letters are spaced farther apart compared to the typical, close AM version, then you might just have a winner on your hands. The difference is subtle, but it's there if you know what to look for. If you think you found one of these rare 1999 wide AM nickels, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a certified numismatist or coin dealer. Grading will help determine the condition of your coin and give you a better idea of its market value. Coins that are graded higher, meaning they're in better condition, are always worth more, so getting a professional opinion is crucial. While the 1999 wide AM nickel is certainly a standout example, it's important to remember that coin collecting is full of surprises. There are countless coins from different years and mints with unique features and errors that could be worth far more than their face value. If you've got a collection of coins lying around, it's always worth taking the time to examine them closely. Who knows? You might just find yourself sitting on a small fortune. Coin collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a journey of discovery. With every coin you find, you uncover a piece of history and the potential for something valuable. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the thrill of finding rare and unique coins like the 1999 wide AM nickel makes this hobby so exciting. Top 6 and last rare coin for you, we're going to dive into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1964 United States 5-cent coin. Now, most of us are familiar with the nickel, but what makes the 1964 version so special? You may be surprised to find out that this humble little coin could be worth far more than its face value. Stay tuned as we uncover the history, design, rarity, and most importantly, the stunning value of this unique 5-cent piece. The 1964 United States 5-cent coin, better known as the 1964 nickel, holds a special place in the history of American coinage. In 1964, America was in the midst of an exciting era, transitioning from the 1950s into the 1960s, a time marked by cultural shifts and major historical events. The 5-cent coin, or nickel, was already a staple in American currency, but the 1964 nickel stands out due to certain factors that would go on to make it highly sought after by collectors. At first glance, the design of the 1964 nickel appears quite similar to other coins in the series. The obverse side of the coin features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, facing to the right. Jefferson's image was first introduced on the nickel in 1938, and it became one of the most recognizable features of this coin. Below his portrait, you'll find the inscription Liberty, with the year 1964 to the right, along with the word In God We Trust. On the reverse side of the coin, we see the famous Monticello, the plantation home of Thomas Jefferson, which serves as a symbol of his legacy and contribution to American history. While the design itself may seem fairly straightforward, what sets the 1964 nickel apart is its composition. In the early 1960s, the U.S. Mint was still using a nickel-copper alloy for its coinage. However, as the decade progressed, the country began to face a significant shortage of nickel due to the demands of the growing military-industrial complex, and the cost of producing coins began to rise. As a result, the U.S. Mint started experimenting with different metal compositions for its coins. But what makes the 1964 nickel so valuable today? The key factor is the presence of a rare minting error that makes some of these coins incredibly desirable to collectors. Some 1964 nickels were struck using a different metal composition, specifically a higher concentration of silver. This minting error is extremely rare and adds significant value to the coin. These coins, often referred to as silver nickels, are incredibly hard to come by, and their scarcity has driven up demand among collectors and investors. So, what makes these silver nickels from 1964 so valuable? The fact that they were made with the wrong metal composition makes them highly sought after. A coin that was meant to be composed of copper and nickel but was instead made with silver is considered a minting anomaly. For collectors, this is what makes the 1964 nickel such a prized possession. The rarity of finding one of these silver versions, especially in good condition, is what has contributed to the increasing value over the years. As with all rare coins, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A 1964 silver nickel in uncirculated condition, with minimal wear and tear, can fetch much higher prices than one that has been circulated and shows signs of heavy use. Coins that have been well preserved are far rarer and more valuable, and collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have been kept in pristine condition. If you happen to come across a 1964 nickel in exceptional shape, it could be worth a small fortune. Additionally, there are some 1964 nickels that were produced at specific U.S. mint facilities, such as the Philadelphia Mint, which can also affect their value. Coins produced in smaller quantities or with specific characteristics may carry a premium among collectors who specialize in certain mint marks. Now, you're probably wondering just how much this rare 1964 nickel could actually be worth. Well, let's talk numbers. If you're lucky enough to have a 1964 nickel with the silver minting error, or if you have one in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a treasure trove. Coins of this caliber have been known to sell for staggering amounts at auctions and through private sales. In fact, some collectors have reported selling their 1964 silver nickels for as much as $62,000. That's right, $62,000 for a single coin. It's amazing to think that a simple 5-cent piece could hold so much value, but that's the magic of rare coins and the numismatic world. The key to unlocking this value lies in the coin's rarity, its condition, and the minting errors that make it stand out from the rest. So, what should you do if you think you might have one of these rare 1964 silver nickels? First, have it professionally evaluated by a reputable numismatic expert. They can assess the coin's condition, verify whether it has the silver minting error, and give you an accurate valuation. If you have an error coin in excellent condition, you may want to consider selling it through a trusted auction house or private dealer to get the best price. In conclusion, the 1964 United States 5-cent coin may seem like a small and insignificant piece of currency, but in the world of coin collecting, it's a true gem. Whether it's the rarity of the silver minting error or the condition of the coin, this nickel has the potential to be worth a significant amount of money. So, next time you're going through your coin collection or come across an old coin in your change jar, take a closer look at your 1964 nickels. Who knows? You could be holding on to something that's worth a fortune. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest videos. Happy collecting, and may you find your next treasure soon.